So yeah, I really enjoy it. Like I like looking out the window during car rides and like just seeing the scenery move by like that. So when I made backgrounds, I was like, yeah, I got to do that. Definitely got to do that. Um, and then also, uh, I don't know. Yeah, no. So all right, so yeah, we just picked up the transitions, and then I guess the next step is to make real transitions for one of these, and then I need to make more real backgrounds, at least one more real background, and then I need to make the full set of transitions so that we can go like from each place to the. Hey, we got a new follower, Mag772. Welcome. Thank you for following. I appreciate your viewership and your support. um, so that's a yeah. Actually, so that's one thing that I was thinking of because like for the so like normally like if the full game was running instead of just the backgrounds, then there would be like little adventures marching through the forest, and one of the things that I know. Hey, we got a new follower. Tristo for fun. Welcome. Thank you for following. I appreciate your viewership and your support. Um, what if the yeah, if the full game was running, there would be little people walking through the forest. And the thing I realized when I was working on the forest is that it doesn't look like they're in the forest really. It looks like they're just walking in front of the forest. And so yeah, it was like a week ago that I was working on this last. One of the things I was saying or realizing and thinking is that I'm probably going to need a another layer for like just like little like shrubberies or whatever to just like pass in front of like the heroes, so like so that it looks like they're not just like walking near a forest, it looks like they're actually like in the forest. So yeah, and so to add like another layer even closer, all you do is just add an even faster layer that draws on top of everything. So yeah. I probably will add that at some point. I don't have, it's not a high priority because I like the other art systems are more important. Like they add more than that will. But it would be a nice touch. And it once I have the rest of the system working, it won't be too difficult to add in. So yeah, good question. Um, so all right, I think I'm gonna bust out my tablet and start like working on art stuff. Uh, Sorry, I need to slide my laptop back and to make room for my tablet on my workstation. Yay! Uh, so, cha cha cha. So, don't mind me. Just looking at something on my other monitor. Chat was like wigging out earlier, so I just had my mobile device set up so that I could get notifications. Um, so what was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna. Right. Okay. So does it matter if I do mountains to forest or forest to mountains? I'm only gonna do one of those for like better quality art stuffs. Um, and I'll just leave. Excuse me. Oh. I'll leave the other one placeholder for now, and then and then I'll add in the I'll add in like real transitions once I add in a new background. So yeah, I should take a second to think about this in advance, just in case it matters. So yeah, so for more backgrounds, I was thinking I would add in like so there's the forest, the mountains, and then yeah, like maybe it's just because my new apartment is like really cold right now, but the next thing I was thinking would be like a snowy place because like the transition from like snowy place to uh wait, where am I going with this? Yeah, no, the transition from a forest to a snowy place is just like snow-covered trees, uh, and the transition from a snowy place to the mountains is just like snowy mountains. So that would kind of work. Um, But like, is there anything actually interesting happening in this frozen tundra, or am I just thinking of snow because I'm cold right now? Like, is this actually going to be like? Is it going to add like worthwhile stuff? Like, what is happening in this place that other than just snow? I mean, I guess I could make it like an actual blizzard, kind of. Like, I could actually put I could try and like add in weather conditions. I don't know how well that would work though. Um, so I could do a cave instead. That was one of the other. Excuse me. That was like one of the other ones I was thinking I might do. And like for the snowy tundra, all I'm picturing is just like. I mean, I guess I'd probably produce it really fast because it would just be like flat white. It would just be like, just like a flat white sheet across the bottom of the screen. No parallax, just one layer, just flat white. um, yeah, my graphics are not that intense. One thing, but like what I was thinking, this is actually something I've been thinking of for the beach. Like, if because I was thinking I'd do a beach background at some point. Um, like if I did a beach, it would look weird if the waves were just like motionless. So I was thinking of using like the way the slides parallax to like give an illusion of motion in the waves. Um, I could try and do the beach. Like it's another one that I know I want to do at some point, but I should also I mean it's probably also going to take me a little while to figure out how to leverage the parallax system to. But then like yeah, actually so uh nice. Um so the thing that I was thinking about for snow along similar lines was like how do I use the parallax slides to give the illusion of like actual snowfall? Um there might be a way to accomplish that. Um so the thing about waves is that it's like blue on blue, so I would know like how to like I'd have a stronger sense of like how to manipulate that in order to uh, oh sorry yeah so like yeah basically the gist would just be like slicing it so that because like so like the whole thing about parallax is that they're moving at like slightly different rates. So like if you like sliced it, I think you could come up with a way to like use like two separate overlaying patterns to make it look like as they tick past each other that it would. I haven't worked out all the details, but yeah. So the thing about snow though is that instead of well, I was thinking it would be transparency instead of blue on blue. Like it would be like white and transparent because like, you know, when snow's falling, like you can see past it, but then what you see are like the little white dots. So I don't know if that would work exactly. I could still try it. I mean, but maybe not a snowy tundra. Maybe I should do like a snowy something else. Oh, one of the other like backgrounds that I was planning on adding was like a small town. Although that oh, this guy's not actually pink. Sorry. Yeah. No, this guy's there's no sky. So the reason this guy's pink on this other window, which this other window is actually the window that's feeding the images that you guys see on the bottom of the screen there. And the reason it's pink is because I'm using a chroma key for OBS. Like OBS basically lets you say like what color do you want to be invisible, and so it has to be a color that you're not using anywhere else, or else everywhere you use that color will turn invisible. I'm not using bright pink anywhere, so I tell OBS to make bright pink invisible, and so the end result is what you see down there. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. The game isn't actually running right now, so the commands appear on screen, but they don't actually do anything yet. I could get rid of the commands if they're distracting. Um, um, so one thing I should mention is that this is not a collaborative project. This is a personal project that I'm working on by myself, and as such, I'm not taking suggestions on it. Just so that you guys don't waste your time trying to think of too much of that stuff. But then the other thing is, I also have this project almost entirely planned out, so I don't really even need suggestions because I kind of know what I'm doing. I know I stop and think about stuff on with fair regularity, but if you watched before, you also know that the conclusion I come to is usually the one that I've talked about. I just like to, I don't know. It's like every now and again, like it's important to like evaluate like the project that you're working on. And so 2 sentence summary is text adventure multi-user dungeon in the style of a tabletop role-playing game played on Twitch. Yeah. I have to explain the game a lot, so I it's gotten to the point where I can summarize it pretty well at this point. Hey, new follower, Christopher, welcome. Thank you for following. I appreciate your viewership and your support. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna start drawing backgrounds. So yeah, so I could do the easy snow where it's just like flat white and really boring. I could do the town, which will be the opposite. It'll be fairly detailed and actually fairly. It'll take a while to actually produce that one. And oh man, ooh, I just thought of something. What if there weren't? No, that's crazy. No, that wouldn't work. I was just thinking, like for the town, I was like, what if there was a layer that went in the opposite direction? And I guess I could do this. There could be a layer that goes in the opposite direction, and it's like more townsfolk just milling about. So there could be like parallaxing, like there could be just so it would look like there was like a crowd kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that though, because for one thing I'd have to draw all of that, and that's maybe I'll want to do that at some point. But for starters, I don't know. Oh, thank you. I actually I don't have a yeah, so far my plans are basically just to run it in this stream. But I mean, I guess I could. There's nothing that would really stop me from like making it into a real title that you could that like yeah, it would be playable other places. I mean, the original idea for the project was something different. So who knows? Maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll change my mind again. Maybe I'll change my mind 100 more times. Who knows? All right. What all right, I should just pick one of those and start working on it. I guess I'll probably do the cave. Oh. Yeah. Actually, if I do the cave, I should do the front layer of parallax, because the cave actually only has one layer of parallax otherwise. Oh no, that's not true. It can be like a cave. It can be like a cavern inside. Like it could be like there could be like parts of it. Yeah, no, this could be good. There could be parts of the cave where it's just like a cave tunnel and you're just going through it. But then there could be other parts where it like opens up and like you see the whole like background, and there could be like there can be other layers of parallax, but the other layers of parallax just won't show up as often. And actually, the cave is another. When I do the cave, which I probably will do, at this point I'm fairly certain I'll probably be doing the cave. Next, the other thing though is that I'll want that front layer of parallax that we mentioned earlier, that I talked about on last Monday, and because to sell that you're in a cave like that, there should be a front layer of parallax for like stalactites and stalagmites and stuff. So I should probably start on that. The transition, ooh, how's the oh, is this actually gonna work? Is the transition? Yeah, no, it could totally work. How will I draw the transitions though? For like entering a cave? Well, I guess the transition to enter. I guess. Yeah, the back layers. Ooh, this is weird. So the back layers of the transition are basically just the old loop, because the front layer of the transition is the one that matters, because that's the part where you're actually entering the mouth of the cave. So, all right, this could be interesting, and I don't know. Uh, I mean, I guess it's a little desolate that like one of the one of the backgrounds is a mountain range, like an arid mountain range, and now we're going into like caves aren't typically very verdant, right? So, uh, hmm. Oh, I'll have to remember not to use pink in the caves, because like my first thought was like the cave should be like purplish, but I guess it'll be purplish like on the blue side more so than on the pink side. Because I don't want it to be like the same colors as everything else, and I don't want it to be like flat gray. Did the action tags just flicker for a second? Whoa. I think I've seen something like that before. I forget if I fixed. I thought I'd fixed it, but maybe it was the sort of thing that I just decided I didn't care about, and I'd fix if I saw it again. I swear, just out of the corner of my eye, I just thought I saw the action tags flicker. But all right, so yeah, let's do the cave. So does it matter? Oh well, actually no. Before I even do that, I was going to do the transition from the mountains to the forest, or vice versa, and I was coming up with the idea for the next background, so that if I wanted to, so that if it mattered, I could choose whether to do cave to forest, or excuse me, forest to mountain, or mountain to forest. But I don't think it really matters. Like, actually, no, I guess it might matter, because I think like, I don't know, I'd rather do forest to cave than cave to forest, for some reason. No, no. I'd rather do cave to forest. So I should do forest to mountains. Yeah, doesn't matter. Super doesn't matter. But I more like the idea of going into a cave in the mountains and coming out in a forest than the alternative. Because going into a cave in the forest and coming out in the mountains, well, the mountains, like we said, are like fairly arid and like, I don't know, whatever. So right, all right, let's do that. Oops, not that. Where am I going? Paints. All right, I have a bunch of stuff open here that I don't need to have open. I figured that out, so we can close these. Concept achieved. I can close that. I don't really need to be looking at that. Oh, actually, well, yeah. So one thing to, I can close that if I need to come back to that at some point. I can redraw it. Maybe I should do the transition. I should probably do the transition all on one sheet. I don't need that anymore. Actually, does anyone want to see the freaky nightmare trick again? Because I can do the freaky nightmare trick again if anyone wants to see it, but otherwise I don't need that anymore. Yeah, maybe I should do these all on one layer. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Or, oh, okay. So I'll do it one more time. Oh yeah, my laptop's pushed back a little bit, so I'll have to lean a little further. But so because of because I'm in space, if what I'm gonna do is oops, not that. I'm going to spill this in green, and I don't know if you guys know this, but in space, if you're exposed to green light, it turns you into a demon. So if I put my face close to the this green light, which is coming off my monitor. All right, and that's the nightmare check. So yeah, so if you're ever in space, be careful around green lighting. Um, I actually thought about that box stars, and I was thinking I should probably change it. Oh wait, you know what I can change though is I can change the frame speed back to what it used to be. Because it's less dramatic when the frame speed is well, I won't put it all the way back to 0.5. I'll just put it like to 0.1 or something. It's not as confusing once oh, that's still really fast. All right, I'll put it back to like 0.25. It's not as bad once once it's moving at like a more normal speed. This is a slightly advanced speed, but I'm just doing it to because we don't have anything else going on except for the backgrounds right now. So, um, so what oh yeah, the other thing I was gonna do is just get rid of the action tags for now because we don't need to see those. They're just confusing. Where do they happen? They happen after the parade, I think. If event on, where are they? Oh, if not event on. Wait, what? Hmm. Oh, do we? Where do we do the action tags? We have to do them last-ish. Huh. Yeah, what the heck? Oh, right. Uh, right. We don't just straight up blit them. So they probably are in here somewhere. Or I was looking for the blit. Oh, blit text action. Yeah. Here it is. All right, so I'm just gonna deactivate these for now because we don't need to be seeing this. All right, so run this one more time. There we go. My background is so I went to school for computer programming, just not game programming, but just like like software programming, and then when I graduated, I got a job in games, but not in programming. So I worked in game development for 6 years, a little over 6 years, and that was at like AAA. It was at like a AAA, major, big name studio, which is cool because I got to see the whole game development process, and so now I'm working independently, and I'm kind of doing it all myself. Yeah. um, the best, like the most important thing I would say to like the whole game development process, like the one thing that's really mattered the most in everything that I've done in game development is, and this is gonna sound dumb, but it's literally just to make games, and by that I mean like don't worry too much about like how other people are making games. Like don't worry too much about what's the right approach to making games, but like basically just pick something that works for you. And I know you didn't ask my advice, but I like giving advice, so um yeah, find something that works for you and then just like start cranking them out, because that's the rest of it like you'll figure out as you go, but like as long as you're doing that, then you're on the right track. So yeah. Yeah. So um yeah, the nice thing about working in like AAA for as long as I did is that now I can afford to work independently. Whereas like when I was like right out of school, I was like in debt, and it would have been harder to get started. Plus like it helps to like see how that process works at like a major studio. Like I definitely learned a lot while I was there. So yeah. All right, what am I doing? I'm making arts, making some arts. Right. So I decided not to go. No, yeah, I decided to go from not this way, the other way. So that one will just stay temp for now. Mountain to forest will just stay temp. I'll do actual forest to mountain, and then I'll do cave, and then I'll do mountain to cave, and then cave to forest, and then we'll have. Uh, oh wow, that's exciting. How did he? How how do you? I don't understand how that works. How did he not like die homeless in the street? I guess. um, that's interesting. I also don't like debt. Like debt annoys me. I eliminate it as fast as possible. Um, which might be weird. it's entirely possible that that's very weird of me, but um, yeah, no, but Braid must have taken at least a few years. Like, if you start 100,000, right? I understand the part about when he released Braid, but like, how did he get from $10,000 or $100,000 in debt to releasing Braid? Like, it's this time period that I don't understand. Uh, um, I mean, good for him and all, but also weird. Um, oh yeah. Well, so I only started working it independently recently, so I haven't like officially released any titles yet, but the titles that I'm working on are on my site. So there's a link to it at in like the information pane, which is usually either under the stream or if you're on mobile, it's to the side of the stream. Um, and you can try some of my games there. And then the demo that's my next project that is also the first project that I plan to release. I made this for a jam, and I liked it. So this is the really terribly buggy version that I made in. I made it on the stream actually. You can actually go back into my video archives and watch the entire creation process for this version of it. Uh, it's yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's kind of neat, and so uh, that the build that I posted is just like it represents like 30 hours of work, but um, yeah, right. I mean, I guess good for other people, but like if I owe someone something, like all I can really think of is like I should pay the person back. I should pay that person back. I should pay that person back. Anyways, um, so um, yeah. So once I finish up Journey, I'm gonna start working on turning. I don't have a real name. I don't have a name for any of my projects. I just call them by their dev name. So Journey is the current one. I'm is the next one that I'm gonna work on, and so that's probably gonna. I'm planning on releasing that for uh, mobile and tablet and PC, and then possibly social. I don't know. At least those three. At least those three, and then I don't know. We can figure out what else, how else to distribute it. Yeah. I I know I always just feel better when I know that like it's kind of like the feeling when you've accomplished something, like the feeling when you're free from owing anyone anything is like it's just a really liberating feeling because then you can literally do whatever you want. Um, if you're if you owe someone hundreds of thousands of dollars, are you really indie at that point, or are you just like working for that person? Anyways, uh, yeah. So what am I gonna do here? I guess I should probably put these on layers and stack them. Nah, nah. I guess it couldn't hurt to do that. So sure. Um, all copy. New layer. New layer. All copy. Paste. Alright, so this is roughly what I have to work with. So I guess I should do the background first, because why not? And actually, I should probably use a different approach to these backgrounds. I should actually probably... Yeah, no, I should start over. I should probably just start over with this stuff. So, yeah. Whoops. Anyways, yeah, close these for now. Sorry, the music that I'm listening to is getting distracting. I'm gonna get rid of it. Just one sec. Alright. So, let's open all of the, oops, wow, where'd you go? All of these, and I'm basically going to stack all of it on top of each other. And actually, coming up with the transition, I might just, not a complete rush job, but I might go for a relatively very simple approach to this stuff. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, because like, yeah. So the thing is that like these transitions. So we're transitioning from the forest to the mountain. So these transitions will be seen like, so the transition first we'll have like the mountains in the foreground, first we'll have the forest in the foreground. These are the tree branches, or the tree trunks, and then we'll have the transition in the background. So the first thing you'll see was the first thing you'll see is like from this side of the screen, you'll see the like mountains start to appear behind the forest, and then like the middle layer of trees will just kind of disappear because there is no middle layer to the mountains. There's no middle layer to the parallax in the mountains, and then you'll see the front layer give way from like trees. So there's trees in the front layer, and then you'll start seeing more rocks interspersed, like not the gray rocks that you usually see in the forest, but like more of the sandy clay rocks, and then it'll all give way. Oh, but then the front layer clears first, and so then you'll see like the tree line fading. So the middle tree line should probably like get smaller into like just shrubbery, and then just fade into nothing. And then the trees in the back, then you finally see how the trees in the back faded, and so it should probably be like vegetation like going partly up the mountain and then just kind of like fading out. I think that's how we should probably approach it. In terms of like yeah, I was thinking of like what to do in terms of scale for the transitions, because like we could even like we like the transitions could, like I don't have to change the entire thing. I could just change like this little patch right here, and like everything to one side of it could be just the same old forest, and everything to the other side could be the same old mountains, or vice versa. And then just like I just do like a quick blend between the two. But the more I stretch it out, the more room I'll have to like make it look more natural and gradual. So that could be good. Yeah, and like it is, I don't know, if I was transitioning between two things that were very similar, like a snow-covered forest to like a not snow-covered forest. No, that wouldn't make sense for a quick transition. Is there anything that would make sense for a quick transition? Hypothetically, I could do a quick transition, just like a very, very, uh, oh, my games don't have any audio yet. Sorry. I, actually, that reminds me, I have a friend who's like good at audio. Like I like to do stuff myself when I can, but like I think audio is going to be one of those things that I have to ask someone else, because I don't think I'm going to make good audio on my own. I can try, but I haven't done it yet. I've just part of the reason I haven't made any audio for my games yet is because I don't play audio for my games. The first thing I do whenever I play a game is find the mute button for it. Because I'm usually like listening to music or like doing something else or like playing it in public. Yeah. Sorry. So like audio isn't why I play games. So yeah. Yeah, because like I like music. I just don't have any like I don't have nearly sufficient experience with that sort of thing to even really like feign it. It would be a travesty, I'm sure. I could make everyone use the mute button. Sorry. Um, I could like if if I tried to do my own audio, like everyone would use the mute button in my game, and I don't think that's necessarily what I want to go for. All right, so yeah, so we have the forest, and let's deselect that. All right, so I was gonna. I don't. I don't think I actually need to stack them all up. I think I'm just going to stack up these ones. So let's add a new layer. Let's put it underneath, and let's paste the mountains in the background. And so one thing that we know for sure is that by the end of this, we will have. Let's use a bigger brush. By the end of this span, we will not have any more trees in the mountains. So I guess what I could do is just kind of like, well, all right. So another thing we have to fix is like the sense of height on the ground here, because like in the forest, like there's just kind of like the ground plane just kind of like stretches off into the distance, whereas in the mountains, the ground plane, I mean, it also kind of stretches off into the distance, but like there's supposed to be kind of a sense of like a valley, like you're kind of like supposed to be like walking across like some mountain trail, and then like there's like a big valley that swoops down, which is why there's no like mid ground, there's no middle parallax level for the mountains. That's just supposed to be like all empty space, and then there's supposed to be like the mountains in the background. So yeah, for the forest, I think we'll want to change it. So like, yeah, so like the way the forest background works, there's like this ground layer, and then there's like just the shrubbery layer above it, or like the the foliage layer above it. But I think we'll want to get rid of the ground layer pretty fast, and then just do foliage on mountains for a range, and then maybe even like well, that's interesting. Like how would foliage approach the mountains? Like I guess it would maybe I could turn it into like scrublands or something. Sorry, excuse me. Because it seems weird that like like why would a forest like grow so close to like a mountain range that that clearly doesn't like support life very well? So maybe the forest should end more abruptly. Maybe it should just kind of like give way to like the mountain lands. Uh, hmm. Let's look online. Mountain forest. Ha, ha. Yeah, these are like foresty mountains. Oh, this one's kind of. Oh, okay. So yeah, these are like rocky-ish, like like not hey, what's up? Ah. um, so like yeah, this is kind of I guess what I was picturing. Like yeah, okay, so the trees just kind of like go up the mountain a little bit, and then they just kind of stop. Which I guess what I was picturing, but I couldn't remember if like that was actually a real thing in real life or if I was just making it up. And it looks like it's a real thing. I didn't completely make it up. So uh, yeah, that I think that's probably a good good way to go with it. Yeah. So that's just about delivering on that. So yeah, like I was saying, like well, kind of like in the foreground of this picture, like I guess we're kind of also changing the scale, kind of the depth of like how the parallax works. So I kind of want it to, like, if you ignore like this side of the picture, like imagine these trees weren't here. It's kind of like I kind of want the trees to like kind of grow back into the distance, kind of, because like the other thing about the mountain and the forest is that like the mountains, like I don't know, I kind of pictured them as being further away. Like the mountain layer back, the back layer of parallax for the mountains, I pictured actually being a further distance back than the back layer. The forest, which I guess is cheating and doesn't technically make sense, but I think I want to kind of cheat it in that direction. So yeah, I'm just gonna tone down the opacity of the foreground. Or like the tree layer for starters, and then yeah, the other thing. Well, okay, so we can have like mountains start to peek up over the treetops a little bit, and then if we just have wait, what is that? What is that scribbly looking layer about? I don't know what that's about. Is that something to do with the opacity? Oh, right now. Yeah. I forgot there were two tones to the trees. I was like, why is that? Why is that? Anyways, alright, so, yeah, one thing that I want to do pretty quick is to play down the background. Alright? Or how do I want to do this exactly? I could just change the tone of the ground. Like I don't actually have to change the. I don't know. This will get exposed at some point. I don't want like this dirt area to be exposed really. So I guess I should fake in shrubbery or like fake in smaller foliage here. I guess. Cause oh no. No, some of it will get exposed regardless. No, 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 no. No, that's a lie. I don't have to expose any, like, weird shrubbery, whatever, that I don't feel like exposing. Alright, we can do this. We got this. We can figure this out. Yeah, so let's just start changing the scale of the growth and then work it into the mountains, I guess, is going to be my approach to this. So let's get a dropper tool for this. Let's change the size of this brush so it's not quite as big. That could be okay, I guess. So yeah, basically I just want to start like introducing like smaller shrubbery type foliage. So that way it's not just because like at the edge of a forest, you start to see like smaller, like these type of smaller plants don't tend to grow in the middle of a forest because there's the canopy layer that blots out all of the sunlight, and so they can't, they're plants, they need sunlight to grow, and so they can't grow in the middle of a forest. But then once you get towards like the outer skirts, like this whole transition area hypothetically can get completely exposed. So yeah, this whole area, like you might actually start seeing smaller plants like this, and it won't be like 100%, but it'll be like a little bit more. And then also this ground is going to start I could have a lake here for no or I could have a pond here for no reason. Maybe I'm just thinking that because wasn't there a pond in the picture that I just looked at? Is that why I'm thinking of a pond? Yeah, I'm just I was like, I could just put a pond in for no particular reason. That's probably not necessary though. Yeah, I should probably just I guess I should probably start. Yeah, I should start blending the tone between the ground and the mountains, so that way it doesn't have to be like an abrupt line between them. Is that maybe that's why I want to use the lake? I could just use the lake so that one side of the lake could be, or one side of the pond could be one tone of ground, and the other could be the other tone of ground. I wouldn't have to come up with a transition between them. So what am I doing? I should probably just stop randomly dotting in these whatever's. I should I mean, for one thing, I should actually start cutting down the tree line a little bit. Wow, I have a lot of room to transition here, and I've made way too many of these little dot things. I mean, because it's a transition, I don't have to like cram it all in immediately. I can be a little more sparing about how I do that. So just like a little bit of like new shrubbery type plants or whatever growing, and yeah, then it can be like a little bit more and more, and then we can kind of right. So yeah, I think so I'll go more gradual, and then eventually we can like merge together the top layer of the canopy and the lower layer, and that way it'll just be like maybe even here, like maybe we can start. Maybe this is where we start bringing down the tree line. So instead, it's just more like it's just, you know, there's not that difference between like this lower shrubbery and like the higher stuff. And then I mean, if we're getting, I'll have to redo the shading, of course. But I guess we're getting low, like we can we can actually just bring it down like all together, just to a newer level, so that way when the mountain range comes back up, there'll just be more and more of it revealed. And then yeah, all through here we can probably keep like the lower tree line, but then also start doing like the how much more room do we have? Alright, we have a good amount of room. Yeah, so I'm thinking this mountain range will have like some amount of trees, but then this mountain range will only have like a very little amount of trees, if anything. And then yeah, we can get rid of a lot more of this stuff because we'll need to have fully transitioned by this point. So bloop-la-doop, getting rid of trees. Getting rid of trees. I don't know what to do about the transition necessarily between the dark brown and the lighter mountains, but I guess I'll figure something out. I guess I don't really need to be getting rid of literally all of this, but it's just, by this point, we'll have transitioned to such a different thing that I might as well just like redraw it. Like it's as easy to just start over from scratch as to keep what's here. So I'll keep that relative top line. No, I don't even really need to keep that. Whatever. Yeah. So paintbrush again, and then what was I using? Like I can use a brush about this size. Alright, so I don't even know exactly how I'm justifying this lower section here, but for now it'll just be like brush, I guess. Yeah, no, I don't know what that means exactly. But whatever. Yeah, because we're kind of cheating the scale a little bit, because like, whereas it used to be like forest and you could see individual trees, like we also kind of want it to be like more, like the thing I was saying earlier about how these mountains are supposed to be like bigger, I guess, or like, you know, a greater scale than the parallax that we get in the forest. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, how do we want to actually fill these in? I guess like, oh yeah, so no, I guess we can just do that. We can just have the foliage take over the bottom half of the screen altogether, I guess. that's like what it kind of what it did on the mountains in the pictures that we looked at. So yeah, the foliage just like takes over completely, is how that, and then we don't have to worry about the dirt after a certain point. Yeah, because this is just all right. Yeah, so fewer tall trees, more more just like scrubby brush type stuff. So I guess that can actually come down a bit lower. And then that just like that climbs up the mountain a little bit. So yeah. So I guess that's another way that we can like play with scale, is like the trees are getting smaller, and so then it just becomes a bit ambiguous as to whether they're small trees climbing the mountain or whether the trees are actually further in the distance. Either way, I think that's probably still too much. Because the trees never got actually very high on the mountain. They only climbed up around the base in that picture that we were looking at before. Yeah, they only like climb up part way. So yeah, I should probably just not have it go super high. I mean, it can go a little high at first because this is still relatively early in the transition, but yeah, we'll want it to respect some of the height of the mountain. So I'm just like roughing it in for now, I guess. Basically. So like yeah, these are still like trees and like yeah, no, I mean this is just a solid green blob at this point, so I'll have to come up with some way to like justify like what is actually happening here. So I guess I could, I don't know what's, yeah, I don't know, whatever, that's fine. And then so I guess this will be like the port where, you know, the green doesn't like, it's not going to go as high on the mountains. So yeah, feel free to post links. They don't actually show up in chat because links are blocked in chat, but I can see them, and so I can repost it if you, because I do encourage people to share the type of stuff that they're working on. So yeah, I could definitely hook that up. All right, so yeah, by the end of the strand, so like this will probably be like, all right, now we're kind of on the other end of the spectrum, so there might be like some trees here, but like it'll be very little, like very sparse, like so I'm just gonna switch to face cam for a second, and then I'm gonna pull a sheet over my head. I did that, I swear, when I'm still on the space station. I just pulled a sheet over my head, and I'm gonna pull it back again. All right, there we go. So this is Er's link that he posted. It's pretty cool. Oh, what the heck? I was trying to make it bigger and it got smaller. Why is it getting so small? That's weird. What dev studio is that? Like what oh, Pixel? Oh, cool. Yeah, I was gonna work with that a little bit. I'm not a good pixel artist though, which is why I just went to like lo-fi non-pixel art, as you see here. But that's cool. What type of game is it gonna be? One of the weirdest parts about streaming that I'm still not used to completely is how you have to ask questions and then like keep talking, because like usually my inclination is I ask a question then I wait for a response, right? That's how human speech works. That's how conversations work. But then oh, cool. Yeah, with streaming you have to ask questions and then just keep talking. It's weird to get used to. I guess I can use the trees to kind of like help reinforce the geometry of the mountains, kind of. because like trees grow in the lower areas, so I can kind of I can kind of like show what the what that means based on where I put the trees. You can use them as like a topography, whatever. I don't know what I'm just saying. Alright, so tablet, come on. I don't know what my tablet is doing. For a second there it wasn't working. It's doing something, but alright, so yeah, I guess I don't know if this makes sense. Close enough. So yeah, I guess that could be pretty okay, I guess. Now it just needs to I just need to make sure that, like, in terms of, yeah, alright, so let's put this back up to full opacity. So yeah, we need to add more definition here, because it's a little, it's just kind of like the green just kind of like melts into like a weird blob. Oh no, I looked into that. It wasn't clear to me with CUDA. Oops, I accidentally opened Unity. Wrong button. It wasn't clear to me what the advantages were, I guess, because it was like, it all looked really nice and really pretty, but then I don't know. It was like, yeah, sure. It seems entirely workable, but like, I don't know. I was looking at the features, and it's like, all right, yeah. It didn't really describe anything that I couldn't already do, so I haven't switched over to it yet. But the art on the site is so nice that I assume like they know what they're doing, because they clearly know like talented artists. Yeah, so if anyone is looking for one, this is one that came recommended. I forget who by, but it's like a free to use like art program, which seems pretty. I don't know. It's just really pretty art on their site, which was it's got to be a good sign, right? It can't be a bad sign if they have like, if an art program has if the website looks good. All right, so yeah, I need to add some definition to these. To like what this is like giant mass of like whatever, and to this other shrubbery as it was like growing up. So let's switch to our other drop color, and oh, cool. Oh, that's neat. All right, so there you go. F-Dog then. Clearly knows what's up. Yeah, and it sounds like there are like some real pros to it. So I I think partly not being an artist, or like a legit artist, like not being an artist full time, like I don't tend to ever really learn like art software. Like art software can do so much, and in order to figure out everything that it can do would take like a long time. Oh man, my tablet is not good. My tablet has this weird gesture to it that like it always thinks that I'm trying to make this weird gesture when all I'm trying to do is just like draw like a very simple line. And if I try and work on fine detail, it does not cooperate. So in order to work on fine detail, I have to make fine detail very big, so that way I can so Fire Burning Disco Panda, how's it going? Welcome. I'm in so much space right now. You guys, I don't like some people have been watching for a while, and look out, I'm traveling really fast through space, right? Like this is pretty fast as far as space goes. I've been traveling for so long, you guys. I'm starting to think that like I might be traveling for just like a really long time. I yeah, I just kind of like kicked the ship into like autopilot a little bit. Just kind of like pointed it, not really autopilot so much as I just pointed the ship in a direction and just let it go. Yeah, it was just so far it's just been going. It's just been going and going and going. Uh, I don't even know what I'm trying to convey exactly with this level of shading, but I'll come back and do like a second pass on whatever I do here. I just wanted to make it like look a little more cut up, like you know it's not just like one solid form, but like overlapping forms a little bit, I guess. Uh, I know. I guess I'm I guess I just got really lucky. Like I looked at the monitor and I squinted really hard and I made sure there weren't any stars like right in front of us and I just kind of like shot, you know, for the emptiest space that I could find. Um, well, yeah, I, yeah, the people at Krita clearly got in touch with some people who knew what was up, or I mean they clearly had the right idea with their approach to it because the people they got were, as I mentioned, I don't know, it's just like they just like they had a good variety of stuff. Like they had like different styles and like so it showed that the tool was versatile. You know, like you like it. You know, I mean, it seems to focus on like digital painting, but like it also gave the impression that you could, you know, you'd have like a range of like things that you could do with it. Wouldn't just be like not just like a one trick sort of deal. Uh, have I tweaked yet today? I don't know. I don't have a good sense of when I'm tweaking. I guess yeah. I just spent like 10 minutes straight just giggling. Does that count? That probably counts, right? um, uh, someone told me I look like Tom Cruise, and I assume it's because I was tweaking at the time. That was my interpretation of it. um, all right, so what am I doing here? Am I like am I just gonna like keep up like some pattern throughout this entire like range or like why's my tablet keep why do you keep doing that, tablet? No, why do you what do you Ugh. Tablet, come on, what are you doing? All right, anyways. um what I guess I never really my tablet keeps like not moving the cursor. Like I'm trying to hover the cursor to get the right position, and it like keeps like being like no, no, you're still hovering, but I'm just gonna stop moving the cursor. Why, tablet? Why do you do this to me? Why? What did I ever do to you? I don't know what like type of treat. No, it's literally just not responding to feedback or not responding to input sometimes. That's awesome. Yeah, right. My tablet is doing a wonderful job of tweaking on its own. I like have no sense of form here. I've like completely lost. All right, I should look at that reference pic again because like, yeah, I guess like I don't know. It's just weird patterns at a certain point. It's just like shading basically, or like texturing basically. Not even like really distinct shapes. So I guess I can just I don't know. I should probably look at this in bigger view. Start. Yeah, that's gonna need some help. That's gonna need a little bit of help. For one thing, I think it just needs to be like there just needs to be like some darker patches, because otherwise it doesn't really look like, it looks too flat. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the microphone off for a second so I can sneeze loudly. Where's my cursor? Where's my cursor? Ah, cursor. Whoa. Oh, I left my... I left my stylus on the tablet, and the cursor was like not. It was like locked to that one position. Sorry for the delay. All right, so it looks like someone spilled a bowl of spilled a bowl of broccoli florets. Is what this looks like. All right, this is maybe better, possibly better. Not that part specifically, but like some of this stuff. Oh yeah, that's. I guess that's what I forgot to do. If I like, cause mountains cause like. I mean, this is fairly obvious, but mountains cause like the terrain levels to be not flat. So I need to add like I can't just like shade on like a single level. I need to shade like the shading has less to do with the shape of the individual features, but like the more like the shape of the entire, like this whole thing should be like entirely in shading because it's on like the dark side of a mountain. Yeah, that's kind of what I was forgetting, I think. So again, this should be shaded. And again, I will go in and clean this stuff up. I just want to get it started on a higher level. Yeah, is that the end of it? Yeah. All right. I might want to cheat the color too. Can it be both fire burning disco panda? Man. Usually I filter links. Oh yeah. I don't have audio on, so I can't actually hear that. But I usually I have my other monitor where I can open links on my other monitor first, so I don't have to just like go blind on stream. But I need a new Ethernet cable for my other computer because it doesn't have a wireless card, and I'm using. I'm just not set up yet. All right, so what did I do here? I kind of just